swag of a prize fighter. The antithesis of a firefighter. Arsonist, I'm a fire rider. Instant flame like a firelighter. So special with shows, I live out my flows. Can't walk in my shoes, can't purchase my clothes. Ice in my veins, but I never froze. Picture perfect, but I never posed. As a juvenile, I knew I bounced back. Got rated, had a plan to get my ounce back. Use cheese as bait, that's a mousetrap. Let me to the right person to pounce at. They selling dreams, I'm pulling receipts. Full force, we can't be beat. Got a dirty mouth, but the flow so neat. Keep your 2 cents, talk is cheap.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Terence Crawford is in negotiations with Golden Boy. That's at least according to one Oscar De La Hoya. Let's take a listen to what Oscar De La Hoya had to say, and we'll discuss it in greater detail. All right. So this video appears courtesy of Fight Hub TV. Subscribe to Fight Hub TV. All right, let's take a listen.
Terence Crawford, is there an update? How is that going with you guys trying to bring him into the fold with the promotion and potentially getting fights for him with Ortiz and Rocha?
Well, look, I mean, we've been talking to Terence Crawford. What a great individual. What a smart man. And what a talent. Obviously, I've always said that Terence Crawford is the best pound for pound fighter on the planet today, by far. And look, ultimately he wants Spence, which for some reasons, certain reasons, I don't know what they are, that fell apart. We're talking to him maybe about a Rocha fight, possibly a Virgil Ortiz fight. And maybe down the road the Spence fight, which everybody wants to see. And I'm not sure what order, but those are the fights that he wants, and those are the fights that he deserves. And so we're talking to him, maybe representing him and promoting him. So the talks are ongoing, and we'll see what happens.
When do you think you could be able to close it, or I guess what does he want from like you guys to help him with?
Yeah, no, we to represent him. I mean, we know. Look, to put a contract together, and this is what people don't understand. I mean, it's not just about signing a fight and getting it. Okay, you get red corner, this guy the blue corner, and the weight. No, it's so complex. It's just back and forth. There's so many details, especially when you're dealing with fighters like Crawford, who's a big superstar, like Spence, big major fights. It's very tedious and a lot of details. So, you need representation. That's the bottom line. You need a promoter. Fighters need promoters to help you organize everything, to help you negotiate, to help you do this, that. So, we would be doing that for him. And if he gives us the opportunity, if he gives us the honor of representing him, then, we would have his back 1,000%.
You're talking about the back and forth, this fight with Ryan.
All right. So you heard what Oscar De La Hoya said about his discussions with Terence Bud Crawford. I'll turn it over to you, Conspiracy G. What's your reaction to that? And do you think it would be wise of TC to sign with Golden Boy?
All right, I don't like it for a couple of reasons. One, there's always been rumors about Golden Boy and how they treat Black and Puerto Rican fighters, and how most of the fighters that badmouth Golden Boy are usually Black and Puerto Rican. They claim that Golden Boy, they only favor Mexican fighters, and it seems like now with Oscar, I kind of feel like, the last segment I was joking, but now I'm like serious. Now it sounds like the zone really need help. So I think they probably put the pressure to Oscar, like, yo, even if you got to sacrifice your men, just do it, because we need these fights. We need these subs. This is what we need. And I think Oscar's looking at it like, hey, if nobody wants TC, I'll take him, because at least, hey, TC could fight my guys, and win, lose, draw, it doesn't matter. It's going to generate some subscriptions, and that'll make him look good with, the zone. But I understand what Oscar is saying, and Oscar is correct. Like, fighters do need promoters. It's a business, and it's a multi-million-dollar business, right? So you need representation. Only a few boxers are business savvy enough to actually do this at the large level, global level themselves, right? And even them, they hire teams and they have a lot of like experts around them, right? I don't know who's behind TC like that, but if TC feels like he needs the representation and he's already burnt the bridge with Bob Arum, and it's possible he could go to Al, but maybe with all of that back and forth talk about I need to see the books and make it public, maybe now Al don't want to mess with him. What other options does he have in the States? It's Oscar, you know what I mean? So he's gonna have to run to Golden Boy, which is unfortunate to me, but I understand, man. He got to get it back somehow, because maybe that BLK, what was that called? BLK Prime. Maybe that BLK Prime is no longer existed. You know what I mean? Or maybe they're like, hey, boxing's not worth the investment. We're going in another direction. So TC now is forced to go to Golden Boy. I just hope the contract that he does sign with them, if he does, that it's a lucrative one, and that it makes sense to TC, because I don't know, man. If you're gonna leave Bob, you should always go up, never down. So, I mean, I really don't like it, man. It just don't seem right. I kind of feel like TC is bigger than Golden Boy, and Golden Boy is getting me nervous now. It seems like Oscar just sacrificing all his stars, So it's like, damn, man, like the zone hurting for real, bro. So I like it, but I don't like it. So I just don't like this whole situation, man. I feel bad for everyone invested in everyone in this,
All right, dollar bill.
I don't feel bad for TC. I mean, this is what happens when you're a free agent. You can negotiate with anybody you want. You know what I'm saying? If Oscar got somebody he wants, and that's the young man Ortiz, because I think he got his eyes set on him, and that could be a big fight somewhere down in Texas. So you bring that somewhere else. If Oscar got somebody there he wants that can make some money, he's gonna go there. If the zone Eddie has somebody over there that was worth some money that he can fight, he's gonna go there. He's a free agent. He can do that. And like I do agree with you on one point though. Golden Boy, it does look like they're willing to sacrifice. Like I have to get with you. I don't think like I was saying about about the fight being made and the fight these guys wanting that Ryan fight. I just think that Ryan's gonna probably pull out that fight. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I think I see what Golden Boy's doing, and it seems like they're willing to, sacrifice. You talking about fighting Rocha, who, TC been giving up Virgil Ortiz, and and then after that, TC can probably go somewhere else. Maybe he can go revisit PBC again, and maybe they can do a one fight there. That's what happens when you're a free agent. You can do that. But I do agree with you about with the Golden Boy in the zone situation. It is looking a little crazy out there. Like they're willing to just sacrifice all their men, All
right, TVE.
This is looking like a move of desperation for me. I feel you gotta learn from TC's track history. If Bob was like he cost some money, De La Hoya, you gotta heed the warnings, man. I feel like you're gonna bite a bullet and you're gonna get hit. That bullet is gonna be hard to swallow. And if you want to negotiate with TC and think you want, I don't know what you're gonna pay the man, but if he's claiming that hefty dollar, he has a hefty price tag on him, I would leave it alone, because we all seen how TC's fights done in the past couple of years. And yes, I know you want to put him up against your fighters and you want to take that risk, but that might be a big financial risk, and you guys are already in the hole and you guys are trying to get out of it. And this is just one fighter I would just stay away from. But who knows? It may pan out for the both of them.
Okay. But that, I think Oscar is kind of think of TC like a car, right? No, like a house. It's on the market, but it's on the market for too long. After a while, TC's like, damn, I gotta lower the price, because if I keep it at this price right now, no one's gonna pick it up in this market. So I think Oscar's like, probably came by, seen the house. He's like, hey, how Oh, you want 800,000? Yo, man, I ain't got all of that, but I'll give you 600,000. TC's like, sold. You know what I mean? Because it's been on the market for like months. You know, like if every like avenue TC goes to, right? He goes here, they're like, nah. He goes there, he's like, nah. Think about what you just said. I wouldn't even mess with TC. You said it yourself, right? If everyone going around, but this member, he's Mr. Pound for Pound, right? He's a superstar still. He has a name. Everyone knows this guy. Even certain casuals know TC. You could leverage that. Oscar's looking at it as an opportunity. Terence need money. You know, it's probably a perfect matchup. I just didn't like the matchup, but nonetheless, you know, they both need each other right now, and it could benefit both gentlemen.
Do they need each other? I don't necessarily know that they need each other. I certainly know Golden Boy doesn't need Terence Crawford. Would they like to have Terence Crawford? Absolutely. Here's what I think. And I stated this before, and I was called a hater, but as you can see now, as things play out, it was just me predicting and telling you what I knew based on logic. So if he leaves Al Heyman, there's a whole roster that he's not going to have access to. PBC has Earl Spence Jr., who's their guy, and you can make that fight with PBC. But if you're going to take away their guy, what are they left with? So the only way PBC is going to give you their guy is if you agree to a deal. 3-fight deal, 4-fight deal. But they're not giving you their guy, and then that's just it. See, that's what you want as a free agent. But that's not what they're going to give you. And even Oscar De La Hoya, he named 2 names. You notice that? He didn't just name Ortiz. See, TC just wants Virgil Ortiz. He said Virgil Ortiz and Rocha. And you heard how he said it. I'll give you Rocha first, and then you can get Ortiz. Because what it's about is I'm not going to let Terence Bud Crawford beat my best fighters. You know who did that? Floyd Mayweather. He did that to Golden Boy. Floyd Mayweather, when he was a free agent, he ran through everyone's roster. He beat all their best fighters, and what did they got in return? Nothing. Floyd was just they learned from that. They're not letting that happen anymore. They're not going to let TC become Floyd. So when I said, if he leaves Bob, who was giving him the highest guarantee per fight of any welterweight in the world, it's only going to be downhill from there. This is what I was talking about. He has no opponents. The only way for him to get opponents is to sign a multi-fight deal with someone. They're not going to let him fight on a fight-by-fight basis because they all know his situation. So, hypothetically, Golden Boy lets Terence Bud Crawford fight Virgil Ortiz. He beats Virgil Ortiz. He just made all that money, and you just ruined Golden Boy's cash cow. You just ruined. That's partly why Trill's saying Golden Boy normally wouldn't throw Ryan Garcia to Tank Davis, but I think they're ready to cash out on Ryan. I'm not so sure they're ready to cash out on Virgil Ortiz. Mm-hmm. But they would cash out on Virgil Ortiz if Terence agrees to a long-term deal. And that's his problem. That's the issue he's going to run into. Earl Spence got 3 belts. So you expect Al Heyman to let you fight Earl Spence, become undisputed, and then go on and run boxing on your own. What does that do for Al? Because while Earl keeps fighting for Al, he has the unified champion. He got bread. TC's problem is, he doesn't want to give any. He doesn't want to give an inch, but he wants to take everything. And what everyone keeps trying to tell TC is you have no leverage. I know you can't fight any of Bob Arum's fighters. You are currently in a beef with PBC, and they're going to keep all their fighters for Earl Spence. So those are 2 powerhouse promotional companies you cannot fight anyone on. What's left? You got to create your own app to get it and have another. You got to do that. You got to pull that out of your behind. And now you're talking about Oscar De La Hoya, and Oscar saying politely, unless you sign a long-term deal, like you need representation in the sport. You heard what he said. Fighters like to go out there. Oscar, here's what I'll give Oscar. Oscar, someone who's normally rude and disrespectful, said it very politely about Terence Crawford. You can't do it alone. You need people backing you. You need a promotional team. You need someone who understands this sport. You need someone with a roster who can give you fighters. Terence Crawford's problem is he has no roster. He has no one to fight. It's great to be a free agent, but you have no one to fight. If it was that easy to be a free agent, everyone would be one. So if you want to sign like a deal with, but at the end of the day, even Canelo is on a fight-by-fight basis with Eddie Hearn. And he's way bigger than TC. This is what I was saying from the beginning. Either you get along. Go ahead, G.
And I'm sorry to cut you off. I just wanted to add this other point too. Because remember, when TC went to Eddie, and Eddie was like he would love to sign TC, but TC's asking for too much. Mm-hmm. Remember, Eddie and Golden Boy are both with the zone. So I'm pretty sure for even Oscar to make that deal with TC, Oscar has to first run it past the zone. So you already know TC probably agreed to a pay cut. And that's what I was saying, like compare it to a house, because he probably knows nobody's rocking with me. I gotta lower my prices.
No, that's a good comparison. But what I also think is what I'm saying to you is you gotta lower your prices, and you're gonna have to take like a 3-fight,
multi-fight,
4-fight deal, because they're not just giving you their cash cow out of the gate. It's just not gonna happen that way.
That's a big fact.
No one's gonna do that. So it just doesn't make any sense for them. So where people are like Earl Spence, go run to your daddy, Al Heyman, you can make it sound that way, but Earl Spence signed with Al Heyman. He made him unified champion, made him all that. So now you expect Earl to just disrespect him and overlook everything he's done for him? No, Terence Crawford can sign those deals and have those fights. But there's also things going on with PBC. We'll get into that a little bit later. So I'm not really faulting TC for that. My thing is this fight game, this fight business is shady. You already know there's monopolies. You know there's Top Rank. Top Rank's the promotional company. ESPN's the network. You know that there's Golden Boy and Matchroom. They're the promotional company. The Zone's the network. You know there's PBC. And you know Fox and PBC's the promotional company. Fox and Showtime's the networks. You already know how this goes. They connect. They do all this for a reason, to prevent someone like TC from ever succeeding on his own. I try to tell y'all that from the beginning, but you're just a hater. No, I'm just spitting facts. It ain't even about TC. I would have said the same thing if it was my favorite fighter. But y'all got mad. When all said and done, what do I think of the negotiations? I think he's playing the only hand he got left. Eddie said he was too expensive. Bob Arum said he can go. I lost money on him. PBC got Earl Spence. Unless he's going to agree to a long-term deal to fight Earl Spence, they're not giving up their cash cow. So who's left? Who's left? He's going to the only place he got left. So it doesn't surprise me at all. The question is he going to sign that long-term deal or not? And if he signs a long-term deal with Golden Boy, why not sign that deal with PBC and get a chance to be undisputed and one of the biggest superstars in the world? That's just the way I look.
Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. Excuse me. We are the boss.